Every bride dreams about her wedding day. The perfect dress, the perfect moment, the perfect love story. I had all of that. Or at least, I thought I did. Because what happened that day didn't just ruin my wedding. It exposed something far worse. The truth about the family I was marrying into. My name is Ethan Miller. I'm 38 years old. And yes, I'm the groom. 3 weeks ago, I stood at the altar, believing I was about to start the happiest chapter of my life. But instead, I walked straight into a moment that changed everything I thought I knew about love, loyalty, and the woman I trusted the most. Her name is Olivia. And my mother? She had always been difficult. Not loud, not openly cruel, but controlling, subtle. The kind of person who didn't need to shout to make you feel small. Growing up, I didn't question it. I thought that was normal. She decided everything. What I wore, who I spent time with, what choices were right for me. And when Olivia came into my life, things changed. For me, it was simple. I loved her. She was kind, honest, real. Everything my life had been missing. But for my mother, Olivia was a threat. She's not the right type of woman for you, she once said. I laughed it off. Told myself she just needed time. I was wrong. The morning of the wedding felt unreal. Perfect weather, perfect venue. Everything exactly as we planned. I remember standing in the groom's room, adjusting my tie, staring at my reflection. This is it, I told myself. A new life, a new beginning. For the first time, I felt free. But freedom doesn't come easy when you've spent your whole life under someone else's control. I didn't know it yet, but that control hadn't disappeared. It was just waiting. About an hour before the ceremony, I was going over final details with the coordinator when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Normally, I would have ignored it, but something made me answer. Hello? Ethan, it's Lisa the photographer. Her voice sounded off, tense. Yes? I said. I need you to come to the bridal suite, she said quietly. Is everything okay? A pause. No. My chest tightened instantly. What happened? You need to see it yourself, she replied. And then she hung up. No explanation. No details. Just that. I didn't think. Didn't hesitate. I walked out immediately. Fast. The hallway felt longer than usual. Every step heavier than the last. Something was wrong. I could feel it. When I reached the bridal suite, the door was slightly open. Inside, it was quiet. Too quiet. I pushed the door open. Olivia was standing near the window. Her back turned to me. Lisa was beside her, holding her camera. And the room felt frozen. Olivia? I said. She didn't turn around immediately. That's when I noticed her hands, slightly shaking. Something inside me dropped. What's going on? I asked. Slowly, she turned, and I'll never forget that look on her face. Not anger, not sadness. Something worse. Betrayal. Ask your mother, she said quietly. My stomach twisted. What? Lisa stepped forward. I took some early photos when I arrived, she said. I didn't realize what I captured until I reviewed them. She turned the camera toward me. Look. I reached out, hands steady, but my chest wasn't. She scrolled once, then stopped. The image appeared. It was Olivia's dress, hanging by the window. Beautiful. Perfect. But someone was standing next to it. A woman. My breath caught, because I knew exactly who it was. My mother. At first, it looked harmless, like she was just checking the fabric. But then I looked closer. Her hand was holding something. A pair of scissors. My heart dropped, and in the next frame, she cut it. A small slice, hidden, careful, deliberate. Not enough to be obvious at first glance, but enough to ruin it. Enough to destroy it. I felt the air leave my lungs. No, I whispered. Lisa swiped again. Another photo. My mother, adjusting the fabric, smiling, like nothing happened. like she had just fixed something, not destroyed it. My grip tightened around the camera. "That's not," I started, but the words didn't come out. Because it was. There was no denying it. Slowly, I looked up. Olivia was staring at me, waiting, not for an explanation, for a reaction. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. This wasn't just about what my mother did. It was about what I was about to do next, and whether I would finally stand up or stay silent, just like I always had. My heart was racing, my mind spinning, because deep down, I knew one thing. Whatever I said now would decide everything. I stared at the screen, at the image, at the undeniable truth. My mother had ruined Olivia's wedding dress, not by accident, not by mistake, but deliberately. I could feel Olivia's eyes on me, waiting, watching. She didn't say anything, because she didn't need to. This wasn't about the evidence anymore. It was about me. "What are you going to do?" she finally asked. Her voice was calm. Too calm. That kind of calm only comes when someone is already bracing for disappointment. I swallowed. I need to talk to her," I said. The moment the words left my mouth, I knew they weren't enough. Olivia's expression didn't change, but something in her eyes did. "You need to talk to her?" she repeated quietly. Lisa shifted uncomfortably beside us. "That's your answer?" Olivia asked. "No," I said quickly. "I mean, this is serious. You just what, Ethan?" She cut in. Her voice cracked slightly now. Not loud, but sharp enough to cut through everything. "I need to understand why she did it," I said. There it was. The worst possible answer. Olivia let out a soft, broken laugh. "Why?" she said. "You want to understand why your mother took scissors to my wedding dress?" When she said it out loud, it sounded even worse. I ran a hand through my hair. "This doesn't make sense," I muttered. Olivia stared at me. "No," she said slowly. "It makes perfect sense." Silence filled the room. Then she stepped closer. "She never wanted me here," Olivia continued. "She's been trying to control everything since the beginning." I didn't respond, because deep down, I knew she was right. But saying it out loud? That meant accepting something I had avoided my entire life. That my mother was capable of this. "I'm going to talk to her," I said again. Olivia's face went still. "Ethan," she said quietly. There was something in her voice, a warning. "Don't do this," she added. "Do what?" I asked. "Don't make this about her feelings," she said. "This is about what she did." "I know that," I replied. "Then act like it," she said. Her words hit hard, but I didn't move, didn't say anything. And that silence said everything. Olivia took a slow step back. "I need you to be on my side," she said. "I am on your side," I replied. "Then prove it." 3 simple words, and I froze, because proving it meant doing something I had never done before. Standing up to my mother. Not talking, not explaining, not smoothing things over, but choosing, clearly. And I didn't. Not right away. "I'll handle it," I said. Wrong answer. Again. Olivia nodded slowly. "I see," she whispered. That hurt more than anything, because that wasn't anger anymore. That was realization. She had just understood something about me, something I couldn't hide anymore. "You're still afraid of her," she said. I shook my head. "No, I'm not." "Yes, you are," she cut in. Her voice wasn't loud, but it was certain. "You're not choosing me," she continued. "You're trying to keep both sides happy." "That's not true," I said. "Then prove me wrong," she replied instantly. Silence. Again. And this time, I had nothing, because she was right. I wasn't choosing. I was hesitating. And in a moment like this, hesitation is a choice. Olivia looked at me one last time, then said something I wasn't ready to hear. "If you can't stand up for me today," she paused, then I don't know why I'm marrying you. The words hit like a punch. Olivia, I started, but she shook her head. No, she said. I'm serious. Lisa quietly stepped out of the room, leaving us alone. This isn't about the dress, Olivia continued. It's about what happens next. I took a step toward her. It won't happen again, I said. That's not the point, she replied. Then what is? She looked me straight in the eyes. The point is, will you protect me? That question, it shouldn't have been hard, but it was, because protecting her meant going against everything I'd been taught growing up. Respect your parents. Don't challenge them. Keep the peace. But what if peace meant allowing something like this? I looked at her, at the pain in her eyes, at the trust that was already breaking. And for the first time, I realized something clearly. If I didn't choose now, I would lose her. Not later, not slowly. Right here, right now. I took a deep breath, then said, I'm going to talk to her. The moment I said it, I saw it. That final shift in Olivia's eyes. Not anger, not sadness, acceptance, and that was worse. Okay, she said quietly. Just one word, but it felt like everything falling apart, because I knew that wasn't what she needed. That wasn't what she asked for. And deep down, I had just made the same mistake again, choosing comfort over truth. And something told me, this time, I might not get another chance to fix it. I found my mother in the hallway, standing near the main entrance, calm, composed, perfectly dressed, like nothing had happened. For a second, I just stood there, watching her, trying to understand how someone could look so normal after doing something like that. Ethan, she said, smiling softly. There you are. Everything ready? Her voice was smooth, casual, like she wasn't hiding anything. My chest tightened. Can we talk? I said. She tilted her head slightly. Of course, she replied. What's wrong? I looked at her carefully, searching for something, anything. Guilt, nervousness, regret. But there was nothing. Just that same calm expression. We need to talk about Olivia's dress, I said. There it was, a small pause, barely noticeable. Then she smiled again. What about it? She asked. I took a step closer. I saw what you did. Silence. For a moment, everything stopped. Then, slowly, her expression changed. Not shocked, not afraid, just annoyed. I don't know what you're talking about, she said. I stared at her. They're photos, I said. Lisa captured everything. That's when it happened. The smile disappeared, and something colder took its place. I see, she said quietly. No denial, no panic, just acceptance. You cut her dress, I said. Not a question. A fact. She sighed softly. It was a small adjustment, she replied. I felt anger rise in my chest. That wasn't an adjustment, I said. You damaged it. She waved her hand slightly. It's barely noticeable, she said. She's overreacting. Overreacting. That word hit me harder than anything else. Mom, I said, my voice tightening. You had no right to touch it. Her eyes narrowed slightly. I had every right, she replied. I'm your mother. There it was. The same logic, the same control. I was fixing a mistake, she continued. That dress was too revealing. It didn't suit her. I stared at her. She chose that dress, I said. And she chose poorly, my mother replied instantly. Silence. That was the moment everything became clear. This wasn't about the dress. This was about control. About her needing to decide what was right. Even on my wedding day. Why would you do this? I asked. She looked at me like the answer was obvious. Because I care about you, she said. I almost laughed. This isn't caring, I said. This is sabotage. Her expression hardened. Watch your tone, she warned. And just like that, I felt it again. That old feeling. The one I thought I had outgrown. Fear. Not physical, but emotional. The fear of disappointing her. The fear of going against her. And she knew it. She always knew. "You're overreacting just like she is," my mother said. "This is your wedding day. Don't ruin it over something so small." Small. I clenched my jaw. "Olivia's upset," I said. "She'll get over it," my mother replied. I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time, I saw her clearly. Not as my mother, but as someone who had just hurt the person I loved and didn't care. "She said she might not go through with the wedding," I added. That got her attention. Her eyes sharpened instantly. "What?" she said. "She's serious," I replied. Silence. Then, my mother laughed. Actually laughed. "That's ridiculous," she said. "She wouldn't do that." "She might," I said. "She won't," my mother replied confidently, "because she knows what she stands to lose." My chest tightened. "What does that mean?" I asked. She stepped closer, lowering her voice. "It means," she said, "she's not in a position to walk away from this. Something about that didn't feel right." "What are you saying?" I asked. She smiled again. That same controlled smile. "I'm saying you shouldn't let her manipulate you," she replied. Manipulate. I felt something shift inside me. "She's not manipulating me," I said. My mother sighed. "You've always been too soft, Ethan," she said. "That's your problem." I didn't respond, because I knew she wasn't wrong. I had been soft for years, and now it was costing me everything. "Go back inside," she said. "Calm her down. Fix this. Fix this." Like it was my responsibility. Like she hadn't done anything wrong. I stood there, frozen, because in that moment, I had a choice. Again, walk back into that room and finally stand up for Olivia. Or do what I had always done. Keep the peace. I took a step back. "I'll handle it," I said. Her expression softened. "Good," she replied. Approval. That familiar approval. And just like that, I made my decision. The wrong one. When I walked back into the bridal suite, Olivia was standing exactly where I left her. But something had changed. She looked distant, like she had already made up her mind. "Well?" she asked. I hesitated, just for a second, but that was enough. "I talked to her," I said. "And?" she asked. "She didn't mean it the way it looks," I replied. The moment I said it, I knew I had just lost her. Her eyes went still, completely still. "She didn't mean it?" Olivia repeated. "She was trying to help," I added. Silence. Then she nodded, slowly. "I understand now," she said. That wasn't relief. That was final. "You understand what?" I asked. She looked at me. "I understand that I'm not the one you're choosing," she said. My chest tightened. "That's not true." "It is," she cut in. Her voice wasn't angry. That was the worst part. It was calm, certain. "You chose her," she said. I opened my mouth to respond, but nothing came out. Because she was right, and we both knew it. She picked up her bouquet, walked past me, stopped at the door, then said something that shattered everything. I hope it was worth it. And then she walked out, leaving me standing there, alone, on the day that was supposed to be the happiest of my life. And for the first time, I realized something too late. I didn't lose her because of my mother. I lost her because of me. The room felt empty the second she walked out. Not just quiet, not just still, empty, like something had been ripped out of it, out of me. For a few seconds, I didn't move, didn't think, didn't breathe. Then it hit me. Olivia. I turned and rushed out of the room. The hallway was crowded now. Guests arriving, staff moving quickly, voices everywhere, but I couldn't hear any of it. I was only looking for her. "Did you see Olivia?" I asked one of the bridesmaids. She hesitated, then nodded. "She left," she said. My heart dropped. Left where? I don't know, she replied. She just walked out. No hesitation. No goodbye. She didn't look back. I ran toward the exit, pushed through the doors. Outside, the sunlight felt harsh, blinding. I scanned the area. Parking lot, entrance, sidewalk. Nothing. She was gone. Just like that. I stood there, breathing heavily, trying to process what had just happened. This wasn't supposed to happen. This was our wedding day. Everything was planned. Everything was perfect. And in a matter of minutes, it all fell apart because of one decision. My decision. Ethan. I turned. My mother was walking toward me, calm as ever. What are you doing out here? She asked. I stared at her. She left, I said. Her expression didn't change much. She'll be back, she replied. No, I said quietly. She won't. A small pause. Then she sighed. You're overreacting, she said. This is just emotions. She'll calm down. I shook my head slowly. No, you don't understand, I said. Her eyes narrowed slightly. Then explain it to me, she said. I stepped closer. She didn't leave because of the dress, I said. Of course she did, my mother replied. No, I said firmly. She left because of me. That caught her off guard. What do you mean? She asked. I chose you, I said. Silence. For the first time, my mother didn't have an immediate response. I defended you, I continued. I minimized what you did. I made excuses. Her expression hardened. You're my son, she said. That's what you're supposed to do. I looked at her, really looked at her, and something inside me finally broke. No, I said quietly. That's not what I'm supposed to do. She frowned. I'm supposed to protect the person I love, I continued, not defend the person who hurt her. Her eyes flashed. I did nothing wrong, she said sharply. You ruined her wedding dress, I replied. I corrected a mistake. No, I said. You controlled something that wasn't yours. Her voice rose slightly. I was protecting you. From what? I asked. And once, she hesitated, then said, from a woman who doesn't understand our family. I let out a breath. That's the problem, I said. What problem? You think this is about you, I replied. But it's not. Silence. It's about respect, I continued. And you don't respect her. My mother crossed her arms. I don't have to, she said. That was it. That was the moment everything became clear. You're right, I said slowly. You don't have to. She looked at me, confused. But I do, I added. Her expression shifted. What are you saying? She asked. I took a deep breath. I'm saying I made a mistake, I said. A long pause. By defending you, I continued. Her face hardened instantly. You're choosing her over your own mother? She said. I met her eyes. No, I said. I'm choosing what's right. Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Unavoidable. You'll regret this, she said quietly. Maybe. But I already knew one thing. I regretted what I did. Far more. I already do, I replied. And then I turned away. For the first time in my life, I didn't wait for her approval. I got in my car, hands slightly shaking, started the engine, and drove. I didn't know exactly where Olivia went, but I had a feeling. There was only one place she would go. Somewhere quiet, somewhere safe.